Hey guys, what's going on? It's Mark with Spiguyver Backpacking. Thanks for joining me today. I'm out here at Lake Arcadia, Edmond Park, and I'm out here with my son, Dylan. We've got a couple of hammocks set up. We've got him over here in his Dream Hammock Raven, and I've got the Sierra Madre 9-ox over here, using the one-piece suspension setup over here. And we've got a nice site here, right along the water out here. Seen some pretty good fish jumping, some other stuff going on. Dylan's already run down and checked out the playground, the park down there. How was it?
It was okay.
It was okay? Not a lot of fun? Huh. Well,
there's at least one side that was good.
So what else are we gonna do while we're out here?
Camp, more videos, camp, other videos.
Videos and camp. So while we're out here, we are testing out some gear, and I've got a few new things to show you guys, and we've got some new food we have not tried before. Different company. We'll check that out. So we're gonna get things set up, get a little bit settled in, and we'll talk with you guys later on. Let's go. Yeah. So right now we're walking. We've got the lake right back here, just a little inlet of it, or a little outlet, I don't know. But there's been a bunch of fish jumping over here, which has been really cool. We're heading out right now. We're gonna go do a little bit of geocaching. I don't know if you guys just saw it, but a big fish just jumped right over there. So we're gonna go geocaching. We're gonna bring you along, see if we can find anything. What do you think? You excited for it?
Yes, I'm really.
He likes going geocaching, so that's what we're gonna do. So what'd you find there?
Geocache.
Just a little geocache?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got the phone here. We'll log this one, saying that we found it. Oops. There we go. Hit that we found it. So it's just a little log. We don't have anything to write with, so we will just put it back, log it digitally.
That was obvious.
That was obvious?
Yeah.
Right there in that tree?
Yeah.
Alright, check it out. See what's in that one. Whew. Is it just a log?
Yeah.
Sometimes they have cool stuff in them, but... Oh, that's just a thing to keep it from getting wet. Okay, well, we will log this one. Something cool?
Can't exactly get it.
Let me look. Oh, like a little ball. I don't think that's going to come out. Here you go. Put that stuff back in,
Hold it.
and we'll log it.
Cactus!
We just came by this little cabin area, and look at this step. Those are all fire ants and flying ants, just covering it, just absolutely covering this entire step. That is crazy. So these are from outdoorpantry.com. These were sent to me to test out. From the small amount of reviews I could find on these online, these sound like some really good things. We'll take a look at the ingredients, the nutritional content, and we'll just see how they taste. So I've got two different things here. I've got the shrimp and bacon corn chowder, which that sounds actually really good, and then the beef stew. Now these are both freeze-dried, and these are made in the USA, small batch stuff. Okay, so time has dragged on. I'm a little bit hungry. And so we've got the shrimp and bacon corn chowder from Outdoor Pantry right here. It has been rehydrating. I'm gonna put some into Dylan's bowl and let you take a look at it. Okay. Good. Alright, so this is Dylan's bowl. And here you can see we've got some bacon right here. We've got a full shrimp right there. good looking corn, and it's just a decent consistency there. And we've got a little showman behind me wanting to be a little YouTube star. Some sweet potato, just a good mix of stuff. Smell is good, so we're gonna let this cool off just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get a little scoop out.
That smells so good.
I want to get it with some corn. See if I can get a piece of bacon in with it, because I haven't seen too much bacon. There's a little piece of bacon, some corn. I gotta make sure I've got a shrimp in there. Alright, so I think I've actually got maybe 2 shrimp on this one. It's a little warm. I'm gonna go for it.
That is so amazing. That's really
So,
good.
One of the shrimp that I had shell still on it, the tail shell. As I noted on that one that I had picked it off, some of them still have the shell. This one right here still has the shell. So that's something. The taste is really good. You like it? That's something to look out for. Reconstituted well. Let's see, I've got a little piece of bacon right here.
Here's a big
bacon with some corn. Pretty good flavors. I mean, it's not bad. The shell comes off pretty easy. Let's see. I don't think this one has the shell.
Wait, maybe this doesn't have a shell.
That one doesn't. But as you can see, some of them did have the shell. So that is definitely some feedback I'll be giving them, is if we're gonna do this, let's try and avoid this. Because I pulled 2 off before, just pulled that one off, had the one that was in my mouth already. So quality, it's got to be quality. So what do you think?
If I had 100 thumbs, I would use them all.
Really? Wow, you really like it. So I like it. I'd give it like a 7, about a 7 out of 10. I am not a huge shrimp fan. Anybody who knows me knows that. I'm not a huge shrimp fan.
Me neither, but I still like it.
But it's not bad. The taste isn't bad. After a long day of hiking, with this being 511 calories for this little serving here, it's not bad. Definitely get you filled up. Later on, we're gonna do up the beef stew and check that out as well. We're gonna enjoy this. Hey guys, so we're out here. Sun's starting to go down. It's cooling off a little bit. It was warm. So today I wasn't sure we were gonna get out here. The rain had come and it was only supposed to be just a quick pass through, and it stayed for quite a while. Started out, I don't know, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock this morning, went through 3:34 today. We got out here right around 4 and it was just clearing up. Sun came out and it ended up being a beautiful day. So right now, I just handed my GoPro Hero 3 to Dylan. The last time he did a video on his own was when we went out on the Foothills Trail. Is it the Foothills Trail? No, not the Foothills Trail, the Palmetto Trail. And we were in the Swamp Fox section, and we went out and he did a little something on his own. So I've handed him the camera. I brought out that camera just specifically to let him do his thing. So we're gonna see what he comes up with, and we're gonna put it in right here.
I hear that. Ah, beautiful. So amazing. Oh. I don't know why I'm speaking like this. Oh, look what I found. Did you hear that? It's fishy. Oh. Now we find out what this is. What is that? I have no idea. But it was kind of interesting to see that. Well, that was missing.
Well, good morning. It is a beautiful morning here. It's about 8 o'clock right now. Just getting up. Had a little bit of a late night, later than I wanted. At about 10:30, Dylan told me he didn't want to be here, wanted to go home. So drove him home, came back out, got back into the hammock, and had a good night out here. Let's take a look outside. Great looking morning out there. So I'm gonna get up, get some coffee going, and let's get the day going. Well, good morning. So I'm out here, got some water on right now. I've got the smaller pot, my Toke's 550 milliliter light, which is my favorite backpacking pot. The other one that I've got is the 700 milliliter light, and it's got the wider base. And so it does take the heat a little bit better, and actually will boil most times a little bit quicker, just because it spreads that flame pattern out across the base and makes better use of it. But I've got this one for today, along with some G7 coffee. If you guys haven't tried this is some good stuff. Packet Gourmet sells it. You can also get it off of Amazon. You can get like cases of it off of Amazon, which is, I think, where I'll be getting it next, because it's a little bit cheaper that way. So yeah, last night ended up out here by myself. Started out with Dylan. He was out here 10:30. Actually, it was before that. It was around 8:30. He first said something about not being sure he wanted to be out here. We talked a little bit about it. He had his iPad with him, and so he just kind of played on the iPad. And I thought things were good. I thought he was just going to go to bed. We were laying in the hammocks, and 10:30 he said, "Hey, Daddy, I don't want to be out here." And I'm not about making him do something he doesn't want to do. We're only about 15 to 20 minutes from home. So I just had him get out of the hammock, get into the truck, drove him home, dropped him off, and I came back out here and got back into my hammock and spent the night. And had a pretty good night of sleep in there. I was in the 9-ox again last night. I'd consider getting into the Raven, because I've got less nights in the Raven, and getting another night in that, but I already had all my stuff set up in there. I was using the Sheltoe 20-degree underquilt, and that's the one that is essentially a second hammock underneath the hammock, and it has the storage container areas in each end. Way overkill for the 60-degree night, 65-degree night that we had last night. Nice calm morning this morning. Just kind of sitting out here, so I'm gonna get this coffee, and we'll come back and talk after that. As I enjoy my coffee this morning, how about a little bit of gear talk? So I've been asked a couple of questions about, first, will a hammock gear underquilt fit on the 9-ox hammock? And so we tried that out last night. We installed one of the hammock gear ones on there. Had no problem at all. I was not using the asymmetric type clips that they'll let you use on the 9-ox that you could use the Inferno system with. I just clipped onto the continuous loops like I normally would. And I brought out the Sheltoe one because that one's the most unique of all my underquilts, because it essentially is a second hammock that's insulated that gets clipped on. And that's what I used last night. And as soon as I put it on, I could feel the warmth underneath me, which wasn't great last night. So I actually ended up sliding it to the side until probably 2 to 3 a.m., at which point I reached out, slid it under, spread it out, and never had to adjust it all night long. That's the cool thing about that one, is it's big enough. The penalty is it's a little bit heavier, but it is big enough that it does give that coverage where you really don't have to keep fiddling with it. You get it on and it's done. So over here right now I've got both of the hammocks set up. Mine is the 9-ox from last night. I've got the 12-foot Underground Quilts hanger tarp. Over the Raven I've got the 11-foot wide body hanger tarp from Underground Quilts. So both Underground Quilts, both of them are set up with toggle systems. One of them is using a continuous ridgeline, and the other one is using that Myers Tech Hammock Lab all-in-one system that I showed on a recent video. So what I plan on doing this morning is actually taking off the 12-foot and putting on the 11-foot onto that continuous, they're the all-in-one system, taking it off of the continuous and putting it on the all-in-one system, just to show how much lower I can go with the 11-foot versus the 12-foot tarp. Now right now, we'll go over there and take a look in a minute, but the 12-foot tarp sits about a foot from the ridgeline of the hammock, and that, I'm trying to spill my coffee here, that's a little bit high. That's good if you want a lot of ventilation. Last night it was good because it did provide ventilation. But in a heavy storm, I want mine close so I can pull it low and not get any splashback up from below. I think with this specific tarp, this tarp is wide enough that it wouldn't be that big a problem. But if you've got something that's a little bit more narrow, it could be quite an issue. So we'll take a look at this 11-foot on there and see how that works. So let me finish my coffee and we'll head over there and take a look. Okay, if we take a look in here, you can see what I was talking about. Here's the ridge line of the hammock, and then up here is the ridge line of the tarp. And we've got a solid foot between the two. So what I'm gonna do is I've got the other tarp right here. It's on a continuous ridge line. I'm gonna put this one back in its snakeskin, remove it from this system, take that one off of the continuous ridge system, and set it up over here so we can see the difference. Now, the one thing I will say is these tarps are covered in dew this morning, so I'm probably gonna take some of my stuff down before I do this. So I'm gonna get this stuff going and I'll come back and we'll talk. While I'm working on this, I wanted to show you guys something that I did last night. So right here is, this is that Grosgain ridge line that's in here. So I took one continuous loop, looped it over that ridge line 5 times, just kind of wrapped it, and then slid my hang time hook through it. So here you can see it's just a loop that was hanging down. I've got the hang time hook, I had it about the same size, and then was able to just take both pieces, because it's 2 pieces right there, put them together, run them through the hang time hook, and now I have a way to hang the hang time hook on this Grosgain strap. Okay, so right now I have the 11-foot hanger over the 9-ox. You can see it provides plenty of coverage over it, so there's no issue with the hammock getting wet in the elements there. Now the question is, on this one, I purposely do not have any shock cord or hookworms or tarp worms on this one. I wonder when I get in how much this one is going to sag. So let's just set this thing right here. I'm gonna head over, get in, put some weight in this hammock, and let's see what this tarp does on this one. So here you can for sure see the sag and what the having those shock corded pullouts will do for you. Now on the back side, it's not nearly as dramatic. When I get out, you can see it'll tighten back up. So that's something to keep in mind, and a good reason why I have those shock cords is to keep that tension there, to keep pulling this taut when that ridge line drops down, because I'm getting in it and it's changing the angles here on this all-in-one system. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys another correction. Something that I told you guys about this all-in-one system that wasn't quite correct. So what I did was I took this Evo loop, is what Jeff Myers calls it. So it's a continuous loop with a button knot on the end. So this Evo loop, and then the strap, and I was running it through the end of this strap, and then just using it either over it to lock it, or going through the two strands, back up over the button, and that locks it in really good. While that works, this is always kind of loose and can fall off. What I saw was Frozen actually did a very good tutorial on how to install this. And so here's what you do. You run it through the loop on the webbing, Lark's head it. Lark's head it kind of loose, okay? Then what you're gonna do is actually go back through what you just Lark's headed and re-Lark's head it. And what that does is it creates this opening. So you've got kind of like an opening there that if you pull on it will tighten. And so the way that you lock this button hook is actually you will wrap it around the tree, then you'll come to the webbing, go around the webbing, and then you'll push the button through this hole here, and then when everything tightens, it locks it in. And then to undo it, you simply push the button through and it's undone, and now this is attached to your webbing strap and isn't going anywhere. So Jeff and Jason, thank you for pointing that out to me and showing me how it should be done. And now all of you know as well. There you go. Hey guys, so last night didn't go quite as planned. I did get out here, get some time in the hammocks, get some time to do some video, relax, and just kind of hang out. I had started the week really thinking that all three of my boys were going to be out here doing this with me, hanging out, talking, you know, just kind of spending some quality time together. At the end of the day, one of my kids decided he wanted to come with me, and 10:30 last night, pulled the plug and I had to take him home. That happens. But at least he got out here for a little while with me, and we got to hang out, do some geocaching, do some testing of some gear and some food, and getting his feedback on some things, which was kind of cool. I haven't seen his video yet. Hopefully it was something very entertaining, which I'm sure it was. It's nice to get out. It's nice to just kind of relax a little bit. So I've got the hatchling set up right here, right on the bank of the lake. Just kind of enjoying the shade right here. It's getting warm. There was a hard dew last night, so I've got everything kind of set up, laid out, drying, so I don't have to worry about that when I get home. I've gotten through a lot of the video that I wanted to do while I was out here. So it's been a good trip. Got fish jumping all over out here. I've got the birds flying. I apologize. I know a couple people have complained about the insect noise on some of these videos, but the cicadas are all over through these trees, and so they are loud, and so I apologize for that. I understand. Well guys, hope you enjoyed this. It was just a short trip out here, get a little bit of testing, and a quick overnighter in. I will see you guys down the trail.